The second part of this video looks at question 3, 4 and 5 in the Black Death assessment. Question 3 asked, how does source E support source D? Again, this is a comprehension question and you must give information about the event using both sources, both source E and source D. Moving through the levels, level 3 you need general statements. There's not a lot of supporting evidence. Level 4, the statements are more developed, information given is relevant, and some supporting evidence is given. There is some quotations. By level 5 you have developed statements referring to both sources, good use of supporting evidence, and there's inference, you are suggesting something from the source. So let's look at an example answer. Source E is describing where people thought the plague came from. It says, people saw the plague as a punishment from God, and these people were called flagellants. It goes on to tell me how people proved they were sorry to God. They wandered around the country beating themselves with sharp-ended whips and preaching the message to all those who would listen. Source D is a picture of these people, and it shows people whipping themselves and preaching. Therefore, source E supports source D as it is describing the activities which we can see in source D. You can see from the highlighted text in red, there are developed statements referring to both sources. In the green, there is a good use of supporting evidence. Quotations are provided. And also there's inference in this answer. You are suggesting something. So look at your work again. What level did you get? Look at question 3 and using the mark scheme, how could you improve your answer? You should write down 2 comments under your answer to make it better. So how can you get from a level 3 to a level 4 and a level 4 to a level 5? If you are stuck in the top right hand corner, there are some sentence starters. This answer is a level. To get to the next level, I must. Use this if you need to. Moving on to question 4. What can we learn from sources F and G about the impact of the Black Death on medieval people? This, like questions 1, 2 and 3, is a comprehension question. You have to give information about the event using both sources. Again, it is the same mark scheme, and by level 5 you have developed statements, good use of supporting evidence and inference. So let's see the example answer. In this answer it's quite clear that the person has used both sources, both source F and source G. There's also good use of supporting evidence in green. There are quotations from both sources. There is also inference, something that the source is telling us. For example, this could tell us that the Black Death killed many people. Therefore, both source F and G tell us about the effect of the Black Death. Again, you are asked to do the same thing with question 4. Using the mark scheme, which is on your peer assessment worksheet or in front of you, how could you improve your answer? Write down 2 comments under your answer to make it better. For example, if you're a level 3, you could make it a level 4 answer by saying you'll give some supporting evidence. If you're a level 4 answer, you could say, I will become a level 5 by using more evidence, putting in more quotations, or using inference. As with the previous questions, if you are stuck, there is a sentence starter at the top for you. Moving on to question 5. Which source is most useful, source F or G? This question differs as it is not about comprehension. You don't need to use the sources to find out information about the event. You are looking at the reliability of the source. What it is useful for, what it is not useful for, using both sources. This mark scheme therefore differs. For level 4, you will not give me any reasons why the source is useful or not useful. A level 4 will discuss limited reasons based on factual content about the reliability of the source. Level 5, use factual content or reliability. You've not quite mastered both. And level 6, you're using factual content and reliability. So you're saying the source tells me this, and it is reliable because of this, and unreliable because of this. An example answer, question 5. Source F describes the impact of the Black Death on medieval people. This source is useful as it was written at the time by someone who witnessed events. But it is only one person's viewpoint, so it is limited in its usefulness. Source G shows dead people. This source is useful as it was painted at the time. However, it could be unreliable as we cannot be sure that the painting is about the Black Death. This answer is a good answer, yet it only reaches a level 4. This is because, as highlighted in blue, there is only limited reasons based on factual content. And there is some evidence to support these reasons, but not much. So how can we make it a level 6? Level 6, you need to discuss the source usefulness and use factual content and reliability. Here is an example level 6 question answer for you. Source F describes the impact of the Black Death on medieval people. It describes how people were meaner and greedier after the Black Death. This source is useful as it was written at the time by someone who witnessed events. But it is only one person's viewpoint, so it is limited in its usefulness when looking at the effect of the Black Death on all medieval people. Source G shows dead people, and that death was often painted in medieval drawings, meaning that many people died in medieval times. This source is useful as it was painted at the time. However, it can be unreliable as we cannot be sure that the painting is about the Black Death. Therefore, I would argue that source F is more reliable. As with the previous questions, we would like you to look at your own answer for question 5 and using the mark scheme below, which is a different mark scheme, how could you improve your answer? You should write 2 comments under your answer on how you could make it better. So how can you get from a level 3 to a level 4, from a level 4 to a level 5, from level 5 to a level 6. Really think about this. These are difficult questions. Again, if you're stuck, there is a sentence starter at the top. So, by now you should have covered 4 comprehension questions and 1 reliability question, and you should have made 2 comments underneath all of your answers. Your teacher will review these comments and discuss them with you.